The most unbelievable show on TV starts right now. It's Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Tonight, from the world-famous Sunset Strip high above Hollywood, Kelly Packard hits the Ripley's live billboard to bring you two unbelievable feats. These two dudes will battle it out on the boulevard. Find out who's about to get stung when they cram their mouths with poisonous scorpions.
It could be anywhere from paralysis to death.
And can this guy turn himself into a human crazy straw by weaving a hose through his head?
Wait until you see tonight's unbelievable act.
Ripley's cameras capture a pack of elephants on a rampage, sending people scrambling for their lives and demolishing their homes. Now, you won't believe what local men are being forced to do to protect their pregnant wives. Doctors scurry to save a man's life during heart transplant surgery, only to discover the donor heart is too small. Now, he's got two hearts ticking inside, but you haven't even heard the unbelievable part. Plus, tonight's Ripley's Kid puts pro surfers to shame at just 10 years old. But wait till you see what her baby sister did it too. And from an albino alligator to a three-legged leopard, Ripley's search for America's most unbelievable animal gets downright dangerous. Only on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
We've sent Kelly Packard all around the globe in search of unbelievable people and their stories. Well, this season we wanted to try something new. So, we went to Hollywood and constructed a billboard where live acts could take place overlooking the famous and very unusual Sunset Strip. Let's go out to Kelly.
Kelly Packard here on a beautiful Hollywood night. I am actually on a billboard on the Sunset Strip. This is so exciting, and I can see for miles. The view is of my hometown, and it's beautiful. And we actually have a great crowd forming way down there, and they're all here for this amazing event tonight. For tonight's Ripley's Challenge, we've got two men who are going to put their lives on the line. Tim Davis and Julio Martinez have been best friends for 5 years. They've always had a friendly rivalry until tonight. These two came to Ripley's to settle a dispute. So here's what we're gonna do. We've hoisted this 8-foot cylinder here filled with almost 3,000 plastic containers to the catwalk on the billboard. Inside each ball are live insects, including the lethal Arizona bark scorpions. Now, what Tim and Julio have to do now is pick the species of their choice. The challenge? Who can fit the most in their mouth at one time? Now, both men chose the smallest and, coincidentally, the most deadly, the Arizona bark scorpion. You guys sure you want to do this?
Sure.
Alrighty, well, you two do whatever it is you need to do to get ready for this act. And in the meantime, do you guys remember these things? They're called crazy straws. At the end of this 48-foot billboard is George MacArthur, who calls himself a human crazy straw. Hey there, George. How you doing?
How are you?
Good. Okay, so now, why do you call yourself the human crazy straw?
It's a trick that I've been performing for a while. I shove a tube up my nose and out my mouth, and then we usually drink something from it.
Okay, so that, I guess, explains why you have all this tubing in front of you.
Yeah, this is something a little bit different we've been working on. What we're going to do is turn the sign into a giant straw, and then I'm going to thread one end in my nose. We're then going to pump a liquid through, and it's going to form Ripley's.
Okay, now I have to say this right off the bat, do not try this at home. Now, what does it feel like when the tube's going through your nose?
Okay, when the liquid is pumping through, you can feel a little bit of pulsation, and it's just a weird feeling knowing it's going through your head and everything else.
Okay, I can't wait to see this. I can't believe you're gonna actually, become one of these, which I used to use all the time as a kid. All right, I'm gonna let you get to whatever you need to do, because it sounds like you've got a lot to do.
Yeah, I gotta set up this whole place. It's gonna take a couple minutes.
Okay, well, I'll let you get to it. The largest ever human crazy straw right here on the Ripley's billboard coming up later in the hour.
We'll check back with Kelly in a few minutes. But first, surfing seems to run in the Moore family. Both daughters Kayla and Carissa could probably become pros if they wanted to. But they've got a few years to decide what they want to be, because these two surfing phenoms are only 6 and 10 years old, respectively, qualifying them as tonight's Ripley's Kids. Riding a bicycle, thrashing on a skateboard, and hanging out with friends might be enough fun for a typical 10-year-old, but not for Carissa Moore. Believe it or not, she gets her kicks as a competitive surfer, knocking people twice her age right out of the water. Raised in the surfing hotspot of Oahu, Hawaii, Carissa was introduced to the sport at the tender age of 2.
My dad taught me how to surf. It's something that I can do with my dad, and it's just a good challenge for me.
Her father, a lifelong surfer, knows that it's a treacherous sport for just about anyone. So how would his toddler stand up to the ferocious Hawaiian waves?
I always worry, especially when the surf starts getting over her head and stuff, because it's inevitable that she's gonna, get dragged around or those wipeouts come. That's just part of the sport.
Incredibly, Carissa is a natural on the board. Practicing 3 hours a day, 4 or 5 times a week, Carissa starts developing dazzling skills faster than anyone expects.
She did a 360 when she was 8 years old.
My favorite move to do, well, just because it's fun, is probably an off the lip. And off the lip is when you come up to the top of the wave and do a snap or something.
And it isn't long before this 5th grader is tearing up the waves in events against surfers with an average age of 22. Carissa has dominated her age group, placing in the top 3 in the nation, even when she was competing against boys. And she recently won a major Hawaiian amateur competition, earning the honor of being the youngest person ever sponsored by top surf company Roxy.
Down, I'll put my money on her being one of the top surfers coming out of Hawaii in the future.
Carissa has even impressed her idol, pro surfer Megan Abubo, who is currently one of the top-ranked women surfers in the world.
What makes Carissa unbelievable is that she's doing things at 10 years old. You know, girls are doing it in their mid-20s that have been surfing for 15 years, and she's not even 11 years old yet.
And Ripley's has arranged for these 2 surfer girls to hit the beach in the hopes of catching some cool Hawaiian waves. Once their boards are waxed up, the girls paddle out. After riding a few good sets, it's easy to see why Megan is so impressed with Carissa's talent.
I think she's going to take our sport to the next level in the future.
But Carissa's got plenty of competition, even in her own home. Following in her wake is her 6-year-old sister, Kayla, who also rode solo on her first wave at just 2 years old.
I wasn't sure if she was going to stand up, and I pushed her and I said, stand up, and she actually did. That was probably about the earliest I've ever seen a boy or a girl stand up.
And when these surfing sisters are catching a wave, their papa could not be more proud.
What I'd like to see my kids get from surfing would be just a love for the ocean and the environment, and it's real fun to be around both of them.
Although Carissa plans to turn pro as a surfer before she's even able to drive a car, for her, surfing is not a career, it's just a good time.
When I'm out there, I feel happy. I have fun.
That home video of Kayla surfing at age 2 was pretty unbelievable.
Next, these raging elephants won't stop attacking local villages. Now, to protect their unborn babies, find out what the village men are doing to their women. Plus,
nobody's gonna hurt the kitty.
Would you trust this big cat with your life?
Good girl.
You won't believe how one woman risked hers to save this 3-legged leopard. Also, find out what's driving these kids to create an origami sculpture 12 stories tall. And Ripley's transforms Hollywood's sexy Sunset Strip into a battle zone. between two challengers putting their money where their mouths are and filling them with venomous scorpions. Amazing stories and unbelievable people. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Origami, the Japanese art of paper folding, might seem like child's play to some people, but to members of the World Peace Project, it's a big deal. That's because, believe it or not, they're creating the largest origami animal in the world. The World Peace Project is an organization that educates children about the importance of global harmony. Looking for a larger-than-life way to involve even more children, the group's founder hatches an ambitious plan.
Yeah!
Using patience and a whole lot of paper, can she create, in the shape of a bird, the world's largest origami artwork? The first step in this massive undertaking involves shipping giant reels of paper to schools all over the world. In the spirit of charity, all materials are donated. The response is overwhelming. Thousands of students sign them with pictures and messages of peace. The team draws up blueprints for the construction of the giant paper sculpture. The mammoth undertaking will take a while to plan, since an origami sculpture of this scope has never been attempted. Giant rolls of paper are then taken to a stadium and laid out on the football field. Like humongous puzzle pieces, they're maneuvered into position and then taped together to form one enormous field of paper. Then the volunteers fold a huge sheet and the bird's characteristic profile begins taking shape. Finally comes the trickiest part, attaching it to a hoist and lifting this delicate creation into the air. Team leader Michko Pumpian watches from the sidelines.
Now we have to stretch far. I'm a little bit worried about that.
And it isn't long before her worst fears are confirmed. The big bird's neck suddenly rips apart and collapses in a heap of twisted paper. The team shifts into emergency fix mode, using up hundreds of rolls of masking tape to cover the tears.
Yeah, tape whatever you can.
With daylight quickly approaching, they finish the repairs and attempt to raise the neck of the bird for a second time. Will the tape and paper hold together? Amazingly, after more than 48 hours of work, this enormous paper bird measures 120 feet tall, has a wingspan of 215 feet, and weighs almost 2,000 pounds, setting a new world record. And the kids responsible for this inspirational event can feel just as proud as the bird they hoisted, creating a symbol of peace out of dozens of pieces of paper. Believe it.
Okay, it's time to check in on the billboard where Kelly is standing with the man who calls himself the human crazy straw. And he's about to put his money, along with over 100 feet of surgical tubing, where his mouth is.
Wait until you see tonight's unbelievable act. George MacArthur is just about to complete his human crazy straw. Okay, George, can you even breathe?
Yeah, I can breathe a little bit.
You can talk a little bit, too.
Okay, I don't go to speech class.
Okay, George has asked me to help fire up the world's largest human crazy straw. I'll signal the ground crew when to start up the pump, and that'll shoot a bright green fluid through the tube that'll light up George's crazy straw creation. All right, are you ready? All righty, here it goes. Guys, turn on the pump. George MacArthur has just created an unbelievable human crazy straw. And you saw it only on Ripley.
Ripley's went to a village where the houses are being trampled by packs of wild elephants, which is not a good thing, especially when one of the tribe's pregnant women is going into labor. So how do you stop a charging elephant? You don't. But villagers soon found that a solution was within their reach. Well, actually, it was way above their reach.
This woman is about to give birth to her very first baby. But 26-year-old Gitu Ravikumar won't be delivering her child in a hospital because, believe it or not, she'll give birth 50 feet above the ground in the top of a tree. Buried deep inside the humid jungles of southern India is a modest farming village. Each man, woman, and child actively participates in the livelihood of the community, harvesting grain and rice. But their simple life has recently become very complicated. Because of their shrinking natural habitat, elephants have been straying out of the forest and into the village scavenging for food.
ഇത് ശരിക്കും ഞങ്ങളുടെ കുറ്റാണ്. കാരണം ഇത് ശരിക്കും കാടാണ്, ആനകൾ വസിക്കുന്ന കാടാണ്. പക്ഷേ കുറേ കാലങ്ങളായി ഞങ്ങളിവിടെ താമസിക്കുന്നു. പക്ഷേ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇത് വിട്ടുപോകാൻ വേറെ സ്ഥലമില്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് ശരിക്കും ഇത് ഞങ്ങളുടെ കുറ്റാണ്. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വേറെ വഴിയില്ലാത്തതിൻ്റെ പേരിൽ ഞങ്ങളിവിടെ താമസിക്കുന്നു.
Ripley's cameras captured one such devastating attack. Although no one was seriously injured, the villagers must come together to rebuild what was destroyed by the rampaging elephants. And this wasn't the first time that they were attacked. In the past year, the village has been trampled almost a dozen times, and 3 lives have been lost in elephant attacks. It is because of these random attacks that people are taking one very strange precaution. The fear of being crushed by the gigantic 4,000-pound mammals is driving pregnant women into the forests over a mile from their homes to give birth in treetops.
ഗർഭിണികൾക്ക് തന്നെയാണ് അവിടെ കൂടുതൽ പ്രശ്നം. കാരണം അവർക്ക് ഓടാനോ നടക്കാനോ ഇതിനൊന്നും പറ്റില്ല. കാരണം ഒന്നും കഴിയില്ല അവർക്ക്. അപ്പോൾ ഭയങ്കര പ്രശ്നമാണത്. ഗർഭിണികൾ അവർക്ക് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് കാരണം ഏർമാടത്തിലൊക്കെ കയറിയതായിട്ടാണ് അവർ പ്രസവം നടക്കുന്നത് ഇപ്പോൾ.
Men of the village, like Gitu's husband Babu, build their pregnant wives' platforms 50 feet above the ground in large trees.
എൻ്റെ ഭാര്യ ഗർഭിണി എന്നുള്ള എനിക്ക് സന്തോഷമാണ്. പക്ഷേ ആനകളെ പേടിച്ചിട്ട് ഇവിടെ പ്രസവം നടത്താൻ എനിക്ക് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ്.
After 2 days of arduous work, Babu finishes the treetop dwelling, complete with bedding and a mosquito net.
ഞാൻ തേക്കിൻ്റെ മുകളിലാണ് ഏർവാടം കെട്ടിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. അത് ആന വന്ന് കുലിക്കാലും അത് പൊഴങ്ങി വീഴില്ല. അത്രയും അതിന് ബലമുള്ളതാണ്.
With bags packed, this anxious couple awaits the first signs of labor. Finally, Gitu experiences her first labor pains. She and her husband quickly gather their clothing, food, and water and travel to their treehouse. Once Gitu is safely out of the reach of the dangerous elephants, Babu says goodbye, leaving her in the hands of the midwife. According to old Indian tradition, the husband must not witness the birth of his child. After agonizing hours of labor and without any medication whatsoever, Gitu delivers a healthy baby boy, 50 feet above the ground. Once the midwife cleans him off, she hands the newborn child over to his happy but exhausted mother. And after the family is well rested, Gitu, Babu, and their infant son will travel back to the village, hoping one day that they will live a life free of the fear of elephant attacks. Believe it.
So far, there have been 9 successful births since moving the delivery area up a tree.
He's 65 and ready to run a 5K. Not that unbelievable? Then consider the fact he just had transplant surgery that left him with 2 hearts. A story you'll be talking about for weeks. Coming up.
Tonight's medical miracle is another first. A man with 2 hearts. Wait till you see how he puts them to the test.
Castillo Campos is living the good life in Miami, Florida. At 65 years old, he is the picture of health.
But this senior citizen has an extra body part that's keeping him in top shape. Because believe it or not, Castillo doesn't have just one heart. He has two. Castillo came to the United States from Cuba in 1990 after being jailed as a political prisoner for 15 years. In the United States, he married Flora Serrano and they built a life together in Miami. They were living the American dream until one day, 3 years ago, Castillo suffered a massive heart attack.
They couldn't do an open heart surgery on him because his heart was really damaged. And that doctor says, you know something? He needs a heart transplant. Oh my God, it's like, how can I face that?
But they had a bigger problem to tackle first. Castillo was one of 4,000 people nationwide waiting for a donor heart.
His prognosis without heart transplantation was grim.
Castillo was hospitalized for almost a year, his health deteriorating with every beat of his failing heart. Finally, Castillo receives good news from doctors at Jackson Memorial Medical Center in Miami. A donor heart has become available.
Y ahí me llamaron del hospital, que estaba el corazón. Esa noche que si quería ponerme lo aceptaba. Digo, ¿cómo no lo voy a aceptar?
Doctors immediately rush Castillo into surgery. But as they are about to implant the new heart, surgeons realize that there's a problem. The donor heart is much too small. So they make an immediate and life-altering decision. Instead of removing Castillo's old heart and replacing it with the new donor heart, they add the donor heart to his existing heart, actually giving Castillo two working hearts. The second heart is clearly visible here in these before and after x-rays. But would the experimental procedure that's only been performed 100 times worldwide actually work?
When the new heart is implanted, then it takes over most of the function of what the old heart is performing.
Castillo remembers the moment that he learned he had two hearts instead of one.
Eso que tú tienes dos corazones ahora. Llevo dos corazones. Digo, esto es mentira, esto es para dos corazones. En mi vida había oído eso.
It was unbelievable. I thought he was going to have just a normal operation. Take this heart and put the new one. That's it. That's what we were expecting. No this.
Today, this brave-hearted senior is feeling better than ever. He still goes for regular checkups and rehabilitation, and doctors are optimistic about his future.
The new heart's doing very well. The second heart, you can see here, is very active, very dynamic in comparison to his first heart, which is hardly moving.
For a man who was lying on his deathbed, Castillo has managed to survive a massive heart attack and transplant. But there is one thing that he never dreamt he could ever do again. Until now. For the first time since his surgery, Castillo will put his two hearts to the test, actually running in a 5K road race.
Imagínate tú que tú no puedas caminar y después puedas correr, caminar y correr bastante. Eso es cosa de Dios.
Castillo lines up with the other runners.
Set, go!
And he's off. After pounding the pavement for more than 3 miles, this man with more heart than most crosses the finish line.
Pero me siento bien, perfecto. Me siento perfecto. Que eso es un milagro grande, que esté vivo yo ahora.
It is a miracle.
Ripley's will be back in a heartbeat.
Next, we head back to Hollywood's Sunset Strip, where Kelly Packard and hundreds of fans are waiting to find out which of these guys can endure the most scorpions. Will the competitors have to be carried away? Find out next.
In tonight's Ripley's Challenge, both competitors are confident that they're going to win the showdown. And the winner plans to take home a new world record as well. Well, that kind of confidence is pretty important when you're shoving live scorpions in your mouth.
I'm Kelly Packard, and it's time for tonight's Ripley's Challenge. Inside this acrylic cylinder are small plastic containers filled with insects. And most importantly for this challenge, live scorpions. Tim Davis and Julio Martinez are going to see how many of the poisonous scorpions they can fit in their mouths at one time. Julio Martinez is 24 years old from Wilmington, California. He's a sales associate at a pet store and collects scorpions. Tim Davis is also 24 years old. He manages an exotic pet store and lives in Loma Linda, California. Now, I've inspected the container, and you can actually see them moving around, okay? Now, you guys, what happens if one of these stings you?
It could be anywhere from paralysis to death.
Okay, now, just so you know, we do have paramedics standing by should we need it. Now, I understand that you guys were practicing last week and something happened.
Yeah, I put quite a few in my mouth, and I received about 10 stings to the roof of my mouth. I was completely unfunctional after that.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have to get like anti-venom to like?
No, there was really nothing you can do about it.
There was not. You just had to let it. Were you scared? Did you think, this is it? I've done it this time.
It happens really quick and it doesn't get worse. It's consistent and then it goes away.
Okay, so how many do you think you can really hold in your mouth at once?
About 30, 35.
And you?
We'll do about the same.
Well, looks like we have got a battle. On my command, you will remove the scorpions from the containers, okay? And you're gonna empty these into these bowls, all right? And then the scorpions are very volatile, so you're gonna leave them in there just for a little bit to kind of calm them down before you pour them into your mouth, right? Okay, now the challenge is to see how many you can fit in your mouth. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Now you guys have to completely close your lips and give me the thumbs up when you guys are done. Okay. All righty. We'll take your positions. I'm gonna put this guy back. And we'll get set to go. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. Hey guys, are you ready? All right, well, let's do this. Good luck. All right? On your marks, get set, go. Now remember, these are Arizona bark scorpions, among the deadliest in North America. Okay, now, not if, but when they get bit, they could experience headaches, swelling, obviously massive pain. Oh my gosh, they look they're like in strike mode, half of them. Are they sticking each other?
At the moment, yes.
Would they die from each other's sting?
Possibility.
Oh my gosh, Julio just downed the whole container. The crowd is absolutely speechless. They'll give you a thumbs up when they're ready to call it. He's got 25 in his mouth and he's adding to it. Looks like Tim is almost ready. Okay, these are live scorpions. They will sting. They are stinging him. And it's got to... All right, he's ready to put his in as well. Can you imagine how this feels? He's got one hanging out his mouth. Julio is still going and Tim is trying to catch up. He looks like he's got the 25 in his mouth. Oh my gosh, his face is all red. Okay, we're definitely gonna do an official count after they spit him out, but He's got 25 and the empty bowl, like another 10. This is crazy. Julio's good. He just gave me a thumbs up, so he will now spit them out. The scorpions are really squirming now. Tim, are you close? Okay, all right, he's gonna spit them out. All right, you guys, stand by. We'll get an official count. This is insane. Okay, so did you get stung? Yeah?
Mouth is tingling right now.
It's tingling?
Yep.
Do you think you're swelling?
Not yet.
Do you have a headache?
It's just hurting right now.
It's just hurting really bad.
Pinching and it's stinging.
Can you believe you got that many in your mouth?
I can't believe it.
Oh, Tim, are you okay?
Oh, I'm good.
Should we call a paramedic?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You got stung though, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Are you sure you're okay?
Okay.
Can you believe that you did all that? Look
No.
at, they're not even moving.
Yeah.
How many stings do you think you got?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, obviously, probably each of them stung you, probably.
Quite a few times.
Are you okay to stand by while we get an official count? We'll be right back to you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
11, 12, 13.
Wow. Okay, Julio is totaling up his scorpion count.
Yeah. Yeah. 15, 16, 18.
Tim doesn't seem to be getting any better.
19.
Guys, is the paramedic coming in? Okay, we're not taking any chances. The effect of the venom may be too much for Tim.
27, 28, 29.
So far, Julio is up to 30 scorpions and counting.
33, 34, 35, 36, 37.
Tim is obviously bent over in pain. He's getting worse, guys. Let's get him to the hospital. I cannot believe this. We'll be right back.
Next, Tim Davis faces his own mortality as he fights to survive a cluster of scorpion stings. Kelly Packard brings us a full update on the competitor's condition next.
Let's go back out to Kelly Packard.
We're back after one of the most frightening conclusions to a Ripley's challenge to date. We had two gentlemen face off to see who could put the most live scorpions in their mouth. They completed the challenge. But after multiple stings, Tim started to have an adverse reaction. His face became flushed, his eyes tearing up in pain. His throat swelled up, making it difficult for him to swallow and breathe. Is he okay?
He's having trouble breathing.
Once the paramedics brought Tim off the billboard, his body went into convulsions. Tim was immediately rushed away in an ambulance to get checked out. As a precaution, we insisted that Julio go as well. We have since received word from the emergency room that both Tim and Julio will be okay after their scary scorpion showdown. Tim put an unbelievable 35 scorpions in his mouth, but Julio won the face-off with an astounding 37 scorpions, a new world record. A record that has rattled a lot of nerves. Thankfully, everyone is okay.
Enter Robert Ripley's archives.
Leave it or not. Leave it or not.
The year is 1967, and scientists in Tokyo unveil a revolutionary television that has people doing a double take. It's called a twin picture TV, capable of showing the same program on back-to-back screens. Interior decorators plan to use the larger versions of the tiny tube as room dividers. But the twin-pic television never sees the production line. Even with two pictures, people can never agree on what to watch.
Take a close look at this satin-lined sewing basket. What looks like wicker is actually an armadillo. This photo comes to us courtesy of the world's only armadillo farm, where in its heyday would have up to 500 shells drying in the hot Texas sun. The armored creatures were caught, cleaned, and then curved into baskets with the tail providing the handle. Today in Texas, the armadillo is protected by law. Therefore, it's more likely to meet its demise as roadkill. I can assure you that no armadillos were harmed in this next story.
The strangest pets in the nation turn out as Ripley searches coast to coast for America's most unbelievable animal.
This week's animal auditions took place in historic St. Augustine, Florida, where the seaside city played host to all kinds of pets, each trying their best to impress our judges. One cat's act raised a lot of questions.
She doesn't do anything, but she has a question mark in her fur. Let me show you. Ripley, behave. Behave. See the question mark?
Then there were the real charmers.
This is little Susie. She's an American river otter, about 8 weeks old. It's like a slinky with a pulse.
Oh, hello.
There you go.
He don't have any tricks, he just sits there. Okay, see?
There you go, there you go.
These animals were a little scarier.
This is Jerry, the albino alligator. There's one in every 100,000 animals are born as an albino. We were happy to get a hold of him and let everybody be able to come by and get a good look at what a true albino looks like. They're really fascinating animals.
I'm Dan, this is my wife Lisa, and this is our son Manny. And
he likes
plays
playing
guitar.
the guitar. Come on. Play guitar, honey. Play. Good boy. Good boy. You gonna play?
I think it's all the guitar we're gonna get out of it.
But it was this ferocious black cat that caused a case of stage fright among the other contestants, and ultimately became the judge's choice for St. Augustine's most unbelievable animal. Here's the amazing survival story behind this three-legged leopard. Onyx the leopard is one of the dozens of exotic animals living on Deborah Warwick's 7-acre animal reserve in St. Augustine, Florida.
Good kitty.
8 years ago, Deborah rescued the black leopard cub from an animal breeder and welcomed the frisky feline into her home.
She slept with me for about a week until I couldn't stand it anymore. I'd wake up in the middle of the night. She'd be right in my face with her eyes locked onto mine, and as soon as my eyes would open, she'd explode and just jump through the air and land on my head and scare the wits out of me. So.
Onyx grew by leaps and bounds and seemed to be doing well, adjusting to her new home. But all that was about to change.
I noticed her limping. I assumed it was her paw, took her to the vet, and was very, very shocked when I found out that there was a growth on her knee.
Vets performed a biopsy and discovered to their horror that Onyx had bone cancer. Deborah was left with two painful choices: euthanize the suffering giant cat or amputate her leg.
We have a very special bond, and it would have killed me to have to euthanize her.
With Deborah determined to save her life, Onyx was wheeled into emergency surgery. Doctors successfully removed the entire leg during the critical operation, but the big cat wasn't out of the woods yet.
She looked like hell. There's no other way to describe it. I cried when I saw her.
Deborah devoted herself to Onyx day and night for 3 excruciating weeks, hand-feeding the leopard and hoping she would find the will to live. But even if Onyx did survive, would the big cat ever be able to walk again?
It's okay, Onyx.
One morning, Deborah got her answer.
One day, it was literally overnight, she just sprang up and started running around like the old Onyx. It was like she just decided, all right, enough of this.
Doctors cautioned Deborah to watch for signs of returning cancer. But today, With the surgery over a year and a half behind her, this three-legged leopard is doing better than ever.
She's as ornery as ever. She still goes after cameramen and anybody else who gets too close to the cage or to me. To me, it's 100% success rate, and I'm just thrilled.
Believe it.
You know, the owners themselves might be more unbelievable than the pets. We'll be right back.
Still ahead, a man carrying a cane might look like an easy target for thieves. Unless he was carrying this cane. Find out why one unassuming walking stick packs a killer punch when Dean takes a stroll through the Ripley's vault. Next.
Welcome to the Ripley's Vault, the inner sanctum of the warehouse. The artifacts found down here are the most rare, and in this case, deceptive. This walking cane was made in 19th century England as a personal protection device for aristocrats who fell victim to the roaming street thugs of the day. While a well-to-do man with a cane looks like an easy mugging target, the cane gave its owner the confidence to take down a 300-pound thief with this unassuming staff. That's because this stick doubles as a gun. That's right, it's actually a gun. Its range is limited, but one shot in the thief's direction and the very surprised attacker would run for cover. Unbelievable? Believe it.
Having trouble finding the hole.
That was the scariest thing I've ever done.
Only those with the guts.
All right, let's do this.
Win the glory.
I did! I'm so happy!
Fear Factor. Back-to-back episodes. Tonight starting at 7. Only on Chiller. Scary Good.